And I'm going to go ahead and mute folks right now. And if you feel like you need to ask a question or something, you can unmute yourselves. So, okay. So, we start because we're together during this time of Sefer Omer, counting the Omer. I'm going to say a bit about that. So we are now in the 5th week of counting the Omer, and the quality this week, the main quality is Hod, which is humility. And it gives sort of endurance, which is also a repeating theme, direction. And they say its strength is silence, and it leads to yielding, which is not to be confused with weakness or lack of self-esteem. I almost think of it as how they say, a tree can bend with the wind rather than be so rigid it snaps. So it's sort of a yielding, and it's also a way of saying thank you to God. And it's actually recognizing our qualities and strengths, but also acknowledging that they are not our own, that they were given to us by God, or however you name that, for a higher purpose than just satisfying our own needs and desires. And so humility, Hod.
I can't hear you, Kit.
So humility.
Can everyone hear Kit?
Okay, so maybe, Vita, you want to turn up the volume, perhaps, on your... I'll speak a little louder also. Is this better?
It was okay.
Okay.
A minute ago.
So maybe I just was leaning back. So humility is the key to transcendence in some ways, because it's the idea of reaching just beyond your limited self. So we're going to have some guided breathing now. Some people find that closing their eyes makes it easier. Other people leave them open. If the pace at which I do it is not comfortable for you, go ahead and choose your own pace. So, and relax your body as you breathe, but but don't slouch a lot. Inhale, 2, 3, 4. Hold, 2, 3, 4. Exhale, 2, 3, 4. Inhale, 2, 3, 4. Hold, 2, 3, 4. Exhale, 2, 3, 4. Inhale, 2, 3, 4. Hold, 2, 3, 4. Exhale, 2, 3, 4. Inhale, 2, 3, 4. Hold, 2, 3, 4. Exhale, 2, 3, 4. Inhale, 2, 3, 4. Hold, 2, 3, 4. Exhale, 2, 3, 4. Inhale, 2, 3, 4. Hold, 2, 3, 4. Exhale, 2, 3, 4. Inhale, 2, 3, 4. Hold, 2, 3, 4. Exhale, 2, 3, 4. Inhale, 2, 3, 4, hold, 2, 3, 4, exhale, 2, 3, 4. Okay. Come on back to the room, your eyes. So a little bit later, we're going to be doing in our guided visualization meditation about being the observer and observing. And so I've sort of noticed I was the observer of something about myself that was happening, and I wanted to share that with you. So I have this spectacular orchid plant. So I'll show it to you. Maybe can you see that? I mean, it is truly spectacular. So this orchid plant that we see is on its 4th blooming of spectacular blooms like that. And what I noticed, and I've had orchids for quite a, I usually often have an orchid, but this, this has just been blooming and reblooming and reblooming. So now it's its 4th. And I've been noticing, I just sort of became aware of the fact that, oh, my incredible gratitude and pleasure was being diminished because I have been looking for another sprout, for another blooming. And so, I've been looking for another sprout to see, will it bloom again? This is so, wonderful. And I'm just, the observer in me was aware of, oh, I am quite attached to the idea of this, wanting this to bloom again, to wanting to be continuing, this pleasure and beauty and everything. Even though this beautiful orchid has given me twice as many bloomings already as any other orchid. And so I just was aware of, oh, how that, the desire and that attachment has taken me out of the present and the just appreciation of what is now. So that's an example of observing ourselves and what's going on, in what's happening in our lives around different things. And it also was like a reminder of the truth of impermanence to me and endings, that, we have passages and endings and things like that. So, and then I also then, when I realize all this, I smile. I just smile because that brings a lightness around the realization and not being judgmental toward myself about the realization, not saying, oh my God, not getting into being judgmental toward myself that I wanted that pleasure to continue, that I wanted all that. Just going, oh, that's what's happening. So we're going to be doing, for the guided visualization and meditation, we're going to be like an observer sort of naming practice. And I'm going to explain it to us, to y'all, before we do it. So we'll have a little more guided breathing. And then you'll begin breathing on your own. And you can either follow your breathing as you're doing it, or sometimes people like to have a word that they use. So just be comfortable doing that. And then when you become aware of something arising, it could be a thought, it could be an emotion, it could be a physical sensation. When you become aware of it, I'm saying it that way so that you're not trying to just be tracking everything you're thinking of in this particular practice. When you become aware of it, because we can actually be in a thought for some time before we're even aware that we've gone to being in a thought. So just when you become aware of it, I want you to just name it without judgment. So by naming it, I mean, if a thought arises and then you become aware, oh, I'm thinking about, the Zoom meeting I'm having later tonight or something. You just go, oh, thinking, and then just can return to your breath or your word. Or if you become aware of, oh, I'm just feeling kind of anxious now, or, it's been a hard day or this or that, you can go, oh, emotion. And just return to your breathing, let it go, return to your breathing and think. Or let's say you realize, oh man, I have that feeling in my back. You can go, oh, physical sensation or just sensation, and be over it. And then just sort of let it go and return to your breathing, or to if you're repeating a word. So you're just when you become aware of something, you just name it. You don't create a lot of thought, around or anything. You just name it. Thinking, emotion, sensation. Let it go and come back. And so then we'll do this. Then you'll be in that by, doing it internally for a few minutes. And then I'll bring us out of the visualization. So I'll first, in just a second, take us into it with just a few rounds of breathing. And then you'll be in that process. And then I'll let you know when it's time to come up. So again, if you want to sit in a comfortable position, best not to slouch. Some people like to have their feet flat on the floor. If you'd like that, I invite you to close your eyes if that helps you to do this. Or maybe some people who prefer to keep their eyes closed, just soften your gaze and just, soften your gaze and maybe just look at something 6 feet or 5 feet just ahead of you, but you're not really focused on that. Okay, so we're going to start now, and inhale, 2, 3, 4, hold, 2, 3, 4, exhale, 2, 3, 4, inhale, 2, 3, 4, hold, 2, 3, 4, exhale, 2, 3, 4, inhale, 2, 3, 4, hold, 2, 3, 4, exhale, 2, 3, 4. going to take us through another round of breathing. Inhale, 2, 3, 4. Hold, 2, 3, 4. Exhale, 2, 3, 4. I want everyone to thank themselves for trying the practice, regardless of how it went. Thank yourself. Wiggle your toes. Gently smile. Can be just internal or on your face as well. And open your eyes. Okay. Okay. Before we have our sharing, I'm going to share 2 poems. This first poem is by Antonio Machado, and I'm not sure of the title, so I like to call it Marvelous Error. Last night, as I was sleeping, I dreamt marvelous error that I had a beehive here inside my heart, and the golden bees were making white combs and sweet honey from my old failures. This one is Praying, titled Praying, by Mary Oliver. It doesn't have to be the blue iris. It could be weeds in a vacant lot or a few small stones. Just pay attention. Then patch a few words together and don't try to make them elaborate. This isn't a contest, but a doorway into thanks and a silence in which another voice may speak. Go ahead and I'll turn off the recording now.